St. Francis here at the midnight hour. It's actually 2:57 a.m. New York time. I'm in Kingston, still living on Eastern European time, it seems. The acquittal vote occurred today. That is to say, the Senate, by a vote of 52 to 48, acquitted President Trump of abuse of power. And this may seem like a discouraging development at first, but I am here to say take heart, because there's a lot left to this story, not the least of which is an election in 10 months. And despite the fact that the election itself has been the issue for the past two cycles, the 2016 Russian meddling with the election and then the attempted 2020 Ukrainian meddling with the election, that can only work if most people don't vote. And so the answer to problems with elections is to participate in elections. And there's an old expression that if voting made a difference, it would be illegal. Well, the reality is they are trying to make voting illegal by gutting the Voting Rights Act and other things. So if that was the cue that you needed to get involved with voting, now you have it. Meanwhile, this is the chart that I've been waiting for, the chart of the acquittal, because it contains more information about the future. And I want to briefly show you that. I've also written an article. I'm going to put the whole thing together on a Planet Waves page. For the most updated information, check planetwaves.net. There's in-depth stuff there. It's not for you if you are into the whole shallow thing, want to keep it quick. My articles tend to be deeper, they tend to be longer, and there's great horoscopes on planetwaves.net also, if that is any incentive to pay a visit. Okay, so here is the acquittal chart. This is what it looks like. It's mainly a triangle. It would be a square. There is stuff going on in this zone, but I'm not going to get into that right now, except maybe I'll sum it up in one word. Now, it's kind of hard to manage this screen. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, well, this is not easy. Because I need the live pointer. I can't just flip to a graphic. Here is the acquittal chart. Now, I suggest you read the article about this, listen to what I'm going to say here, and look at the chart if you want to understand it. That is strictly optional. You don't need to understand this. For fuck's sake, how do I get this center? I'm trying to get myself off to one side. Not okay. That's better. Not in the middle. No, that doesn't work either. Okay, let's try this. Good. Okay, that's good. All right, sorry for wasting 20 seconds of your time there. Okay, the thing about this chart, and the thing that makes this chart so exciting, is this early degree moon. The chart, by the way, is cast for 4:33 in the afternoon yesterday, Washington, D.C., at the time the second vote ended. The thing that makes this chart so exciting is this early degree moon. Take a look at this. The moon has just entered Cancer. It's at 1 degree and 24 minutes. It can go all the way out to 30 degrees, so it has a long way to go. And that's how you know that this is a developing story. Sometimes you get a chart where the moon is right at the end of the sign, and you know basically that it's a done deal. This is not a done deal. This is the beginning of something, not the end of something. Bear that carefully in mind. And the way we tell the story is through progression. Progression is how the horoscope develops internally over time. I know this looks like a thing that's sitting there static and not moving, but in fact it is moving. It's a flash in time, but the thing keeps moving. And what happens is the moon moves at 1 degree a month. That's just how it is. We could talk about progressions, but I'm going to tell you 1 degree a month is what we're looking at right now. And first we can look at the chart as a still item, as a flash in time. At this flash in time, the moon was square Chiron. That's some pain. That's some provocation to act. And it's also some paralysis. It's kind of taking it out on yourself. You don't want to do that. You want to express yourself in some way. Right now, people, for the most part, are somewhat out of body. They don't necessarily feel like they're in a position to act. People are very confused. It is challenging to be alive now. And we've had a lot of our skills taken away, and those include coping skills, and those include practical skills. And we've been taking a lot of pills instead of going to therapy and things like that. And we need to wake up from this. And this moon square Chiron is a wake-up call. It is a very important wake-up call. Look at that, how close that is. The moon's got 1 degree, Chiron's got 2 degrees. Then the next thing we can see is that the moon is opposite Pholus. These are not asteroids. These are centaurs. They're about 1,000 times more powerful than asteroids. And so the moon is in a T-square. Moon, Cancer, Chiron in Aries, Pholus in Capricorn. And this, by the way, is activating what is known as the Aries point. The Aries point is a intersection between the public and the private realms. And so when we've got a lot of stuff piled up in the early degrees of the cardinal signs, which we do, moon in early Cancer, Chiron in early Aries, Capricorn having early Capricorn with Pholus right there, we know that we're in this territory where the public and the private intersect. Now, we live there much more than people in previous generations because we're all toting around these fucking things, and what they do is they overwhelm us with information from the public realm, and really give us no means to participate. Clicking like is not enough. That's not getting your body into something. It's not getting your mind into something. It's not getting your feelings into something. And we need to get our mind, our body, and our feelings together into the act. And the Aquarius moon, by the way, reminds us that we are in this together. Okay, so now as for what happens, imagine this moon moves at 1 degree per month. We have a chart that lasts 2 years. The highest degree planet in this chart is Saturn. I'll do this at 25 degrees. Take a look at that. Saturn's got 25 degrees. And so if we move the moon 1 degree a month, and the moon's at 1 and Saturn's at 25, we're looking at a chart that takes us out to February 2022. That is the United States Pluto return. That's another subject. Check planetwaves.net. I've got a lot written about the United States Pluto return under the article section of planetwaves.net, and I'll keep updating that as well. Remember, this is deep astrology. This is not Star Scroll or fortune cookie stuff. This is the real thing. All right, so moon moves 1 degree per month. And if the moon moves 1 degree per month, microphone, it's going to tune up to a square to Chiron in about a month. Then a month later, it's going to make an opposition to Pholus. That's 2 months from now. A lot more stuff comes out. A lot more political stuff comes out. This Capricorn realm here, look at all the stuff in Capricorn. This is the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that we've been talking about forever and ever and ever and ever. All the stuff in Capricorn is 100 pounds of shit in a 50-pound sack known as Washington, D.C. And Pholus is the thing that pricks or pierces the bubble, and things start to come out of the bubble. There's a release where Pholus is concerned. So the moon, moving along, makes a square to Chiron, and then an opposition to Pholus, and then it continues to make aspects, one after the next. It makes an opposition to Pallas Athene. That's a politically oriented asteroid. The moon crosses the lunar nodes at the same time. Then the moon makes an opposition to Jupiter in about a year, and then there's another delay, and then there is an opposition. The moon will be opposite Pluto and square Eris. That sounds like kaboom. And then we'll finally make an opposition to Saturn, and that has a feeling of a full stop. So think of this as the story that's about to unfold. Moon's going to go boom, 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 and make connections to all of these points, and tell the story a lot of different ways. Okay, so now what to do? One of the things we need to understand is we're caught in this realm here, this digital realm, and it's wonderful because I can wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, watch some stuff, catch up on the news, on television, wake up, clear my desk, make a chart, and make a video for you in the middle of the night. Absolutely, perfectly wonderful thing to have access to. On the other hand, most people are not doing what I'm doing, actively participating and extending their senses, their body, their mind, their soul into this realm. It tends to be a dead end. It tends to get stuck, and it tends to have a quality of disembodiment. And so one of the problems with the with digital consciousness is that it is a disembodied realm of reality. People are I don't care how much yoga you do, the digital realm pulls people out of body, and to get back into body requires taking a series of steps. And it also requires actually feeling the situation that we're in. The other thing is that the internet has taken a real toll on our ability to socialize. It's taken a toll on our ability to trust one another and to know what to do when we're together, and how to do things like have a conversation. And finally, it's done quite a bit of fragmenting of reality. And so in this space where we feel like we're walking around a bunch of pieces of things and not anything whole, it's difficult to concentrate our energy and feel as though we can take action. I would caution you that things like cynicism, rage, depression, feeling ineffectual or pointless, all of these things are basically defense mechanisms against the simple need to open up, tune into what's going on, and to cooperate with one another. One thing I would like to point out in closing, as well, is I think that politics needs to be focused, and a focus, but not the focus. The problem we have mostly, I think, right now in our world is a social problem and not a political problem. It's a problem of trust, and we're not going to solve the political problem until we are able to trust one another enough to be socially fluent and be able to share some resources with each other, be supportive of one another, and basically trust. Fortunately, this does not take a lot of time. It does require taking a chance, and it does require setting down the drug of cynicism. And I would encourage you to do that. Nobody is omniscient, and I can tell you from a lot of political activity and legal activity over the course of even my relatively short life. I've been involved in the public realm since about age 15. That when things are weird like this, and when it seems like there's no hope, that is the time to keep your mind on and stay alert and keep your powder dry, as they say, and you do what you can. You don't not do what you can. Now is the time to do what you can, and I would strongly suggest that means being friendly and reaching out to people in an embracing way in the actual physical social environment of the world. All right, I am planning an issue of Planet Waves tonight, a subscriber edition. We publish subscriber editions on Thursday nights and on Sunday nights. Those are for our paying subscribers who support all this work that I do with this incredible team that I work with. And then Planet Waves FM will be distributed early this week in time for the full moon, which is Eastern time, very early on Sunday morning. Thanks for tuning in once again. Check out planetwaves.net. Lots and lots of great stuff there, including the best horoscopes on the internet. All right, bye for now.